Check this out. This is insane. They're doing all this construction over here on the right, and it's just following this perfectly. That's just crazy. What's up, guys? I'm out for another drive just around town. This is FSD 1417 on the Cybertruck. So we're gonna go and we will see how it handles today. All right, guys, with a Tesla, you just press a button and we're gonna go and leave this supercharger and we're gonna go do some driving around we're gonna do some driving around some hills and then come back into the city. So, but the goal is just to get some good footage. I got the Insta360 X5 up on top of the truck. And so look at this car here. It's got to make a really tight turn. And it did that well with that Model Y that was coming. So, but yeah, so this is the second update for V14 that they have had on the Tesla Cybertruck. And it has been, look at this car's coming out, pulling out, and it's stopping. So was good to see that happen. Okay, and that car is gonna go around, and then you just see the thing just like move out of the way and go around. But yeah, you know, the V14 really has been a game changer, to be honest. And then on this drive specifically, I did use the, so we have it in Mad Max mode, and then I'm just gonna do curbside for this because obviously I don't want to be going into someone's house up here on Inca Court. If you've been following my channel for a minute, this is actually where we broke the robo-taxi. But specifically also too on this, I did remove highways because I don't want to go on any highways on this drive because I got the X5 up on top. And let me just put it this way, I may or may not have lost one. You know, I think the things that I've noticed, right, that still need improvement is parking. You know, when it's a busy time, it'll actually go and just it'll get stuck in this cycle, go around 3 times. So I think that's another one. And then sometimes too, specifically, you know, I've gone to Starbucks several times. The issue that I have seen has been, it will just park like really far away. And what's surprising about that is, like, you know, when you go to a downtown area, it won't do that, but in the parking lot, it will. But yeah, it's just, you know, it's not as intuitive. And the thing is, it's like, it's not even been like super difficult in that situation. For some odd reason, it's just been a moment where, you know, it passes a bunch of open spots to get away, right? And I don't know if that's because it wants to be even more safe. And it looks like we're getting some light drizzle here. So the parking lot's definitely a room that is needed for improvement. And then there's still some of the phantom braking, or even kind of like the stuttering as it's trying to figure out and navigate, you know, which lane to go in and all that stuff. So, you know, I think it's just partially just the growing pains a little bit. And so hopefully, like I said, as my friend Joe, the Prez, always says, this is the worst that it will ever be here. So as you can see, we got cars coming, especially on the right. We got this other car and busy road here. I can't actually see too far out to my right. So it should go. Yeah, perfect. Glad it went. And that thing, shout out to that other Honda, they did yield for me, so that was nice of them. I've had 5 Teslas now, and they have all been just great cars. There's been no issues that I've had with them. I did have some issues on my first Cybertruck. This is technically, I guess you could say this is my 6th. I did return my Foundation Series number 1387. Shout out to those that see it maybe around the Sunnyvale Service Center. I think it was Dirty Tesla I saw on X the other day. It looks like leaves have caused a lot of like what may look like a lot of debris, but that's been causing some of the phantom braking that he has been experiencing. But again, he's also up in Michigan, which is a different animal of weather than it here is in California. Overall, there's still times where I will actually need to go a little bit faster, and so Mad Max is like, it's just not fast enough, to be honest. It's potentially when I'm hitting a deadline or something else like that is hitting. All right, so we're gonna make it through this light. You have cars coming up here on the right and then yielding. Okay, look at this. This guy, it stopped perfectly for this guy. We will have to make that into a short. All right, we're gonna make a left here. This Cybertruck, I think, is gonna keep going straight. All right, so we're making a left. We're gonna go up to some mountainous roads. And the great thing is too about having the Starlink linked up is I'm always connected no matter where I go. And so some of these spots, I'll still get my full maps and navigation because of that. Okay, and it's gonna go to the right. Okay, look at this. This Model Y up here coming out. And look at that, it waited for them. They came to a stop and then it waited for me to go. That is really cool. It took the initiative and even let up for them, but then took the initiative to go. So we'll have to make that into a short as well, but just super, super cool to see that. All right, we got another hairpin here. And then what I love about it is it's just able to see which lane, there was like, it was splitting into two lanes there, but it just knew exactly, it didn't even question it, just knew exactly where to go. All right, we are on a 1-lane road here. Yeah, so it's handling these mountainous roads like a boss over a little bit. All right, so should come to a stop, and then now I'm gonna type in Apple. Let's go to the Apple store in Los Gatos. Tap to self-drive. Looks like this may have to do a U-turn here. I wonder how it's gonna do this U-turn. Okay. So I'm not really sure why it's turning in here. There's also a gate there. So it should be backing up now. Okay, so I'm not sure why it's stuck here, but it should not be going there. Hopefully it will back up. Kind of a little frustrating, but it should be actually backing out the other way. So I don't know. Hopefully it'll back up the other way. Perfect. Alright, stuttered there a little bit. I don't think it takes very long to realize that there's something blocking it, and so it should immediately back up. I mean, also too, I didn't know why it wanted to go into that residence, so I am glad that it did stop and it didn't go further, but it didn't need to disengage there. So kind of a bummer that well, there was no disengagements on the first drive to get up here and to curbside it, but to do kind of a loop around, it definitely had its issues. All right, so we're coming up to a stop sign, but we also have this person out here on the right hand side, and we're going to be making it right. So it'll be interesting to see how it handles this person here. So we're gonna come to a stop, and this guy is just walking, and then I'm making a right. Check that out. So these people came out here and it stopped. That's what you want to see, because it has no idea if they're gonna go straight across or come out. So we'll have to make that into a short, but that's another really good edge case or scenario to deal with as well. Okay, so check this out. This is insane. They're doing all this construction over here on the right, and it's just following this perfectly. That's just crazy. All right, so we're gonna see if this thing can park. I will definitely need to, it might be busy. Oh, check this out. So this guy's coming through. Got some boba or something, maybe some coffee. Looks like there's a farmer's market. We'll see if it goes after this white car here. Definitely should go. Wow. This is awesome. Check this out. So I couldn't park on the street out there and it parked here. That's exactly what I want to see. Good job, FSD. It's been a moment. There's like 15 Teslas outside. But yeah, this is what I wanted. I didn't want it to keep looping. Good job. All right, well, we're gonna kill that. We had a good, 37-minute drive. Really good experience, and mountainous roads. Again, one intervention because of the thing it was backing up in. But yeah, let me know in the comments what you thought was the best. Please make sure to like, subscribe, and comment, and we will see you guys on the next FSD drive.